What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe and hype. Oh boy. So it doesn't get any better for PlayStation. I just watched the next gen console watch that IGN show. Listen, like I said, I like Brian Altano, I like Max Scoville. Everybody else that could kick rocks. McCaffrey was there. Hatfield was there. I don't really have a problem with Hatfield, but he said some stuff in the past that just highlighted the ignorance that he possesses. Besides that, um, yeah. And so Brian was a part of the. I guess he's hosting podcast Beyond Now. I don't know if Max is actually still there anymore. Or I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch the shows anymore. But yeah, Brian is. Why I like Brian is because he's a funny guy. He may be maybe more of a PlayStation fan than an Xbox fan, but he's a general gamer type. And he'll make fun of PlayStation without without pause. He will just do it because it's funny, not because, oh, I'm afraid of what Sony's gonna do and that my bosses aren't gonna like. He doesn't care. That's why I like him. That's why he will always have a pass when it comes to, like, he may have whatever, just like he loves like the Elden Ring. He thinks it's like I think was it Elden Ring or was it? I think it was Elden Ring, but he loves the Soul type games. He's like loves them. I think Demon Souls or whichever one that was a PlayStation exclusive. He was loving it. He's like, I love that game. Blah blah blah. I was like, oh. I mean, that's his taste. Can't hate him, but but he's good. He's good, and he does music too. He's a musician. So I was about to say we're kindred spirit. I mean, we're artist types, whatever. He's more funnier than I am, definitely, and he probably has better grammar. Anyway, so I'm he was. I mean, if you listen to it, he's what he is, but he's like, negative news, negative news. He didn't mention the Xbox negative news too, but it was mainly focused on PlayStation, negative PlayStation. I've been scouring the YouTubes to try to find some positive PlayStation anything. Nothing. The only thing that was close is Mystic Ryan. I used to watch him a lot. He's a PlayStation dude. But I sub to him and I watch him because he seems like he has common sense. He's not a pony. He's definitely not a Donkey Unicorn, but he's a PlayStation fan. But he has intelligence, so he's speaking without the bias. I mean, he has the bias that he likes PlayStation, obviously. He has a PlayStation show and a PlayStation channel, but he doesn't say stupid things that show his hooves, if you will. Anyway, that's the only one that was semi not super negative on PlayStation, but also it wasn't like positive because it was just kind of like, these are the games that are coming out, and it was kind of like, it's like middle of the road vanilla type of thing. Like, okay, I mean, I guess when you have bad news, that's what it sounds like when you're not trying to highlight the bad news. Anyway, that's not what I all of that. Throw it out the. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm gonna talk about was the furthest thing from my mind, but I heard it today, and I said, "Wait, what is Sony? What is Sony doing now?" Okay, so what I'm about to tell you is more proof that PlayStation is done. I mean, look, King says no PlayStation 6. We're gonna run it up on these bums, keep booing calling neck, oh, you don't even need to do that. Sony got its own boo on its own neck. They running it up on themselves. This whole generation, they doing it to themselves. It's not even us that needs to do nothing. They just sitting there. They're killing themselves. Anyways, what I'm talking about? What am I talking about? What I'm talking about, you'll never guess what I'm talking about. Well, maybe you will. So, Sony Bank, I believe it's of Japan, but let's just say Sony Bank, is trying to get approved a type of Sony coin, if you will, like a Sony Bitcoin, but it's a Sony coin. It's a digital currency that is backed by financial blah blah blah. I don't know the intricacies. I don't know all the verbiage, but that's the short of it, right? And so some of the verbiage was, they want to create this currency, this digital currency, in order for it to be used within the PlayStation Store and ecosystem. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, listen, we lived through video games, especially us Gen Xers, us gorillas, us silverbacks. That's what I call. I mean, KSI, they call us graybeards. I like gray mains better. That sounds a little better. Gray. I got the gray mane. Silvermane would be even better, but that's even that isn't that the guy from Spider Noir? Anyway, we know how this went because Xbox used to have something called Microsoft Points, if you remember. And Microsoft Points were digital Microsoft currency that you could pay for, buy, and throw on your Microsoft account during the Xbox 360 era. I think it came out in the 360. And they were, I believe it was 1-to-1. It was like a dollar equals 100 points. I believe that's what it was. And I think if you bought more points, you got a discount or whatever, stuff like that. But it's still kind of equated to about the same. And so they had that for a while and nobody had no problems with it. But then they got in trouble because it was, I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was the FTC or somebody complained about how, Microsoft is a bank or whatever, or they have their own currency. But this was way before Bitcoin and all that stuff. So they were like the first. And so Microsoft, I believe when the Xbox One came around, I think they got rid of the Microsoft points. And it wasn't really a big deal. You just use money. You just use credit card or whatever. You could buy a gift card and throw it on, have money in. So it wasn't a big deal, but it was kind of a cool thing because it didn't seem like it was like real money, but it was worth something. Somebody gives you some points like, oh, thanks, man, whatever. It was whatever. And now Sony's doing the same thing. Look, how many times have we said as a community, us Xbox guys, that Sony is creatively bankrupt? They are literally looking back at the curriculum of former years and saying, what did they do? They're copying again. Why? I mean, this was different because this is backed by a bank, so it could be legitimate, but it's not. Look, when they start messing with banks and trying to tie in the PlayStation ecosystem, I'm like, yo, they really don't care about gamers. Y'all are numbers. Y'all are a faucet. Turn you on, get that money. That's what it is. And I'm like, yo, I mean, if you pay attention to everything that they're doing, it's not conducive to happy gamers. The gamers ain't happy right now. I'm speaking for the PlayStation guy. I don't care because I don't even mess with that. That's some trifling ass. That's a trifling ass. You know what I'm saying over there. I ain't nothing to do with that. Just don't come by me. Just saying. And yeah, man, they just keep look. They got a whole bunch of blue rakes. They hitting every single one of them, and they're bigger rake. They're big rakes. Like I said, they got the biggest rakes. They are blab. They're getting it in on them rakes. Pause. Yeah. So I heard that, and I was like, I think Sony is going down a road that cannot be fixed. And the thing is, it's like this whole couple of weeks that has transpired. They seem to not care, and they seem to not think that you as customers are important enough to make changes to their policies which affect their bottom line. And so they want their bottom line to go up. They don't care about, they don't want to lose any money, which is kind of antithetical to their behavior because they're literally cutting off 121 countries from like PSN. And then people say, well, they use a VPN and they get, if they're in Afghanistan, they'll go get it from Egypt or I don't know, whatever the closest VPN is to them or something. And I'm like, I mean, okay, I guess, but you're still negating the millions of physical buyers. And we've been through that. We've talked about how or why they're doing that, you know. And once again, it's to make all the money. It's to cut out the middleman. It's to cut out the getting less, getting $40 instead of 70, and it's to cut out the piracy. But actually, they done messed up because the emulation, was it Sharp Emu? I think that's the emulator. That is a PS5 emulator, and they got Astrobot to boot up on PC. They said that this emulator, the emulation community is moving so fast to get this done. It's like the fastest it's ever been moving as far as, because the PS3 is still a little shaky. The PS was a PC, PSR, or whatever it's called. It's still a little shaky. I don't know about the PS4 one, but yeah, they're making moves, and it's progressing so fast that I I wouldn't be surprised if next year, this same time, they cracked it wide open and they're just like, yeah, we got it. We got all the games. Let's go. PS5 is open. Got the PS5 emulator. Then what they gonna do? Is this why they're doing it? And the thing is, like, once again, piracy only exists. This is what Gabe said. Gabe Newell. Piracy only exists because of a lack of it wasn't innovation, but it's a lack of services that these companies are providing. If you provide them with services that they love and they're like, yo, Steam, that refund policy though, I was in it an hour and 59 minutes, boom, returned it, got my refund back. I got all, you started games crashing, like, yo, this game don't work, refund, boom, no questions asked. PlayStation, nope. You downloaded it? No, that's yours. You got the file. That's yours. You ain't getting no refund. I'm like, the only way you can get a refund on PlayStation, as I understand it, is if the game is literally broken. It doesn't work. That's the only way. And then it's still hard to do it because you got to prove it. What you got to do, like take a video and then send it to. Come on, bro. Steam got the best refund policy. Xbox, I'm not sure what Xbox's is, but it's better than PlayStation because literally PlayStation doesn't have a refund policy. As far as I understand this, when I look at it, I'm like, technically, you have to call it a refund policy because it does exist in a very small, microscopic set of circumstances. But if you download the game onto your PS5, you can't get a refund. You didn't play it. You just downloaded it and you said, oh man, you know what? I didn't want that one. I wanted the other one. Let me get a refund. Nope. That's crazy. That alone should be like, yeah, they don't care about you. They just want your money. They're literally showing you how they are. The fact that you're ignoring it, or you have ignored it for all these years, because this isn't new. This policy isn't new. This has been this way for years. And I haven't said anything because I imagined, or I thought that y'all knew. But you didn't. But now all of the cracks in Sony's protective shield are showing because of this one little post that they put July 1st. And they thought they were slick. It's like, oh yeah, Xbox put out their bad news. Let's put out this thing that probably won't go over too well, but it's not that bad. It's just, who's buying physical? And then I was just listening to Boom. I think it was Crispy Bomb who said it. And basically, he didn't say in realism. He didn't say that, but I mean, he did, but he didn't say it in this instance. But he said basically, the 15% of physical game buyers on PlayStation side is way bigger than the 10% of physical game buyers on Xbox because of the install base. If you do the math, 35 million, let's just be generous, 40 million Xboxes out there, and 100 million, everybody's saying 100 million, 90 something million, right? More than double. So you have to double that 15%. It's not. It's whatever the number is. But get out of here. What kind of bug is flying up in here? Anyway, yeah. So it's like if what is it? I mean, we could kind of do the math, right? So what is 10% of 40 million? That's 4 million, right? I think. And yeah, and then what? 15% of 100 is 15, but it's not 15. Well, it's not 100. But I mean, so 15 million to 4 million. You see the difference. So they're losing out on 15. I mean, I don't know if it's that. Actually, it might be more because it's a lot of people are still on PS4 because they said they had 120 something million users on PSN. So that's PS5 and PS4. So it's actually more. That 15% number is more. It's more than 15 million. Maybe it's closer. It's between 15 and 20 million. Let's cut it in half. 17.5 million as opposed to 4 million. They're giving up 17.5 million revenue streams because they want to change this and make all the money and not with the piracy and the second. I'm glad they're getting this heat. I'm glad they're getting this smoke. We need to not give in. We need to not let up. We need to, every time I'm up here, I'm like, yo, thank you, Sony, for creating the greatest failure of video games ever. Concord, never forget. And also, thank you, Sony, for having the greatest failure of an announcement and turnaround as far as sentiment goes towards your brand. The quickest destruction of brand goes to Sony. They beat Microsoft even worse because Microsoft, it took them like a day or two. They had to do their conference, they did a little video. It took them a while to get it. It happened, right? But but Sony put that thing out and it was immediate. I was like, oh, what's going on? What's going? Oh, and it hasn't let up, dude. I'm going on the YouTubies and I'm just like kind of going through and it's like PlayStation they lost it. They lost it. Nope, they don't care. It's all the bad stuff. I have not seen a good post about PlayStation in 2 weeks since they announced it. More than 2 weeks. It's not letting up. They're trying to be quiet. They're trying to ignore it. It's not. They can't ignore it. I mean, they can't ignore it. They are ignoring it. But the people, the gamers, we're gonna keep saying stuff. Now, the hope for ponies and donkey unicorns is that they're going to yell loud enough and yell long enough that it would force them to change. I hope they don't change. I hope they don't change their mind. I hope that they keep exactly what they're doing. Don't do nothing. All digital PS6. Stand 10 toes down on that. I want them to do that. I want them to set the table. Let Xbox do what they're going to do. Man, they can only be on that summit. They can only be on the top of the mountain for so long. I said they slipped on the banana peel for a while ago. They just falling down. They're boop boop. They're like what was it, Homer when he fell off of what was he on the Ella? He was getting rescued or something, and he fell down the mountain. That's Sony right now. Maybe I should get that clip and just put Sony's face over, Sony little logo over. Anyway, it's getting hot. I mean, it's hot. But I appreciate you subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Sony Bank, Sony Coin, Pony Coin. I don't know what it's called. Clop Coin. I don't know what they're gonna call it, but yeah, man, they trying to be the new Bitcoin or something. Y'all gonna be playing. Y'all gonna be paying with Sony pony pennies over on PlayStation. Pony pence over on PlayStation. Clop coins. Man, look, nah, bro. It's not looking good. I mean, maybe I'm reaching too far. Maybe I'm going and it's not even gonna affect it like that. But come on, son. I don't know. I don't trust them. Neither should you guys. After what they've been pulling, steal your movies, they're gonna steal your games. They stealing your movies, they're gonna steal your games. Just remember, If you thinking about buying a PlayStation, anything, don't do it. Because you ain't got no more games. First of all, you ain't got no games. Second of all, they ain't putting no more games. Third of all, they ain't even making more games. Man, what's the point? And I keep hearing everybody, oh, what's the choice now? Just go to PC, I guess, or Nintendo. Not paying attention to Xbox. I think that might be one of the greatest kind of things that Xbox has going for them, because everybody's counting them out. They're like, all they got to do is come out with like a console that is like kablam. Price wise, I mean, that's the only thing that's gonna mess this whole thing up is the price. If it will, I mean, look, maybe they'll subsidize some stuff. Maybe I don't know. They said they're willing to lose money to get where they need to be. They already started that. With the exclusive stuff. So, yeah, I think it'll be comparable. I mean, if it's the same price as like the Steam machine, the low Steam machine, yeah, honestly, here's what I think would be wise. If they could pull it off, I'm not sure. If they can get it to $9.99, I think that might be looked upon as, all right, it's expensive, but it ain't like Steam machine expensive. It ain't like, because PS5 is going to be at least, PS6, whatever that's going to be. It's going to be at least the big boy, the actual home console, at least $800. I'm going to say more. It's probably going to be like $900 easy. Their handheld, $650, $700. Sony think they're premium. They think they could charge you anything, and y'all going to love it and lap it up. So y'all messed. I'm going to tell you right now, these donkey unicorns and these ponies and these idiot journos out there, kissing Sony's ass for all these years and making it seem like they're the best and all that stuff. This is what they made. This is what they have birthed. They have done this. And now PlayStation thinks that they're the king of the world, that they can do anything and they can get away with it. And y'all are like, what's going on? It's like, y'all did this. Y'all created this. Y'all raised PlayStation to act like this. That's what happens when you don't stand up. That's what happens when they try to put on some DRM, 14-day DRM stuff, and y'all don't even say nothing. Y'all don't say nothing. Y'all like, oh, that's just checking. That's a guy. And I'm like, that's DRM, you dumbass. What? And they're like, oh, they didn't say nothing about the DRM. Man, they ain't gonna say nothing about physical discs. They not gonna say nothing about that. And then Sony was wrong. They said click, click. Physical disc. The whole internet going crazy. The whole internet. When I say the whole internet, I'm talking about every outside of gaming going crazy. You got Mexico, you got the UK, you get the United Nations about to come in and slap Sony across the internet. Come on, bro. How you gonna mess up this hard, this bad? You're supposed to be the poster boy of video. You're supposed to be the market leader. Y'all about to get kicked out the club. I love to see it. I love it. I love it. The arrogance is so thick. They can't even see the damage that they're doing. I'm working on the track. The track is done. I got to do the lyrical part, the words. So I'm gonna work on that tomorrow. I'm gonna get that done tomorrow, and hopefully I'm probably gonna upload it tomorrow evening sometime. So look for that, guys. So Sunday evening, I'm gonna try to upload it. If not Sunday night, then definitely Tuesday, but no later than Tuesday, because I'm searching for fonts. I'm searching for different. I want it to be readable, but I also want it to kind of match with the actual background. But the problem is a little tangent. Problem is that I'm trying to make the fonts pretty big, so it's easily. But the more that if I make them big, right, and if I do it, if I do each bar as a separate kind of, instead of putting 2 bars in, like just 1 bar, it'll be fast. So you got to read fast. So I might have to do 2 bars, make it a little bit, the type a little bit smaller. I might have to do it that way. I don't know. I'm trying to just make it vibe with the imagery. So well, I will see, we'll see. But it's mainly about getting the lyrics and understanding them and stuff. I mean, to see them and stuff, because it's like I've been watching a lot of React videos. Like I remember this when what's her name? Oh man, what's her name? I forgot her name. Golly, she's a British rapper. Um, I'll remember it later. But they did a react to her. But she didn't have any lyrics. But a lot of like I've been watching a lot of like Eminem stuff, like what was it, Beats to Be Murdered By and stuff like that. And they just go through the lyrics and it's like it's kind of helpful. Yeah, I look, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's cool. You can see the lyrics, see how he wrote it and stuff. And it's I know there's captions on YouTube, but I'm not sure how accurate it would be with song, with how the song is. So I'm definitely gonna put that in there. So, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it when it's done. Like I said, the visuals are pretty much done except for the lyrics itself. But I mean, I always have like little ideas. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm like, it just adds. It's like feature creep on a game. So I'm cutting myself off and I just do the lyrics and throw it out. Boom, there you go. And I do have to do one more audio thing at the end. So that actually, you know what? I got to do that too. So hopefully I can get that done tomorrow. Yeah. I'm glad I remembered. But anyway, I appreciate, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Till to wait.